You all. We talking about football. Dak Prescott, huh? Yeah. As we proceed to give you what you need. First and foremost, shout out to everybody who hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all of the notification swabs. Want y'all swat up. Let's continue to grind and shine. It's Friday, baby. Yeah. Come on. Let's roll with it, baby. We're going to talk Vikings. We're going to talk Dak Prescott. We're going to talk about it all. And if you're new here, if you're brand new, just relax. You rolling with the nation. Let's go. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. Let's grind. Let go. Imitated but never duplicated, baby. It's One Love Nation. The Dallas Cowboy. We like to tell the haters, just lean forward a little bit. Come on.
I want me some glory hole.
No doubt, Jerry. Be sure to understand that this team is the team. Shout out to the mighty Ezekiel Elliott, by the way. Come on. Yeah. Appreciate those who follow me on multiple platforms. We're here live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Salute to the Instagram, IG. Yeah. Come on. Yep. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah. 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 Let go! Oh, yeah! It's Friday! Yeah, the name is Law Nation once again. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Shout out to you, Pose, with the donation to help elevate the nation. We're going to listen to Jerry Wayne and things. We're going to look at some of the film. Also on Ezekiel Elliott, we're going to listen to, I believe, Eric Kendricks of the Minnesota Vikings. He was on one of those shows. I forgot the name of the show, by the way. But he was on one of those shows, and I got the audio. I come here to tell you guys that we've seen situations whereas Michael Jordan played with the flu. We've seen Brett Favre play with broken ribs. We've seen Tom Brady play with a torn ACL or slightly tear. We've seen Tony Romo play with a broken ribs and bad back and these sorts of things, and they still came out there to play. Now, Dak Prescott is not just dealing with that calf strain. There was death in his family. May his grandma rest in peace. So let's give a moment of silence to Dak Prescott, him and his family. You know, amen. They say absent from the body is present with the Lord, and I hope all is well with their family. So it's not just that, right? Every year we go through trials and tribulations, and I understand that a lot of people will look at this thing and say, Dak Prescott, we got a comfortable lead. Let's pump the brakes. Let's rest him. like this is supposed to be a situation, whereas, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, that this is not NFL football, but this is NFL softball. And it comes to the situation, whereas, hear me out, that the Cowboys should be comfortable with their lead. And I get it. Some people say, well, Law, I would rather for us to lose this game versus losing multiple games without Dak Prescott. And I tell people all the time, if you're coming in with the mindset that, hey, there could be a possible injury, and you got to play with the caution mind and say, okay, I'm comfortable because we got the lead. I get it. But greatness, there's no great leader that sit there and say, I'm not going out there. Excuse me, Michael Jordan had the flow. He could have easily said, hey, I'm coughing. I can't go out there. Multiple situations and scenarios, even Kobe Bean Bryant, I believe he was sick one time. He went out there. My goodness. But the world want us to have this feeble mindset. The world want us to be so safe. And I get it. I absolutely 100% agree with with some of the docile mindedness, right? I get it. But you got to approach each and every game like this will be your last. You got to approach each and every game like this will be your last. The moment you say, well, I'm comfortable, I'm okay, I'm going to lay in the bed for an extra day, I'm going to get my rest, and I'm going to be ready for the fight next week. That mindset is a loser's mentality, in my opinion. Law, do you have anything to contextualize it? To say, well, you know, it's better to be safe than to be putting yourself out there in harm. You know, they say, Law, you be preaching, bro. You be preaching. Can you bring something to contextualize what you say with some biblical references? You know, there was a certain ruler that did something egregious to another soldier, warriors, lady. So he felt bad about it, right? He felt real bad about it. And he said, you know what? What I would do is I'm going to take that particular soldier and send him off to battle. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure that he's on the front line so that he can perish, so that he can not survive. But I come here to tell you that soldier didn't only survive, he was killing multitudes of people. Warrior. And when they called for him to come back, he says, no, I would prefer to fight. I prefer to put it all on the line. I prefer not to be comfortable. I prefer to take it easy. I prefer to have things given to me. No, greatness don't do that. But there's somebody that would disagree with me and say, no, Law, he should have took that offer. He should have came back home. He should have laid with his beautiful wife. He should have took on those responsibilities of listening to the leader. Y'all wasn't ready for that word, right? Y'all wasn't ready for that. Law, you look like you're in shape. Law, you look, because I got to eat right. Sacrifices are being made for me to even look like this. But Law, you know, no. You see, people don't see you when you're shooting in the gym. People don't see you when you're working. But people are ready to ridicule you when you fall. But I come here to tell you, Dak Prescott been working. And it's a difficult situation because we're dealing with money. We're dealing with sensationalism. We're dealing with fame. Boy, y'all ain't following me. I get it. But it's okay. Believe it or not, it's okay to have the docile mind. It's okay to be the sheep. It's okay not to be the lion, because not everybody is built to do such. Huh? but anything, I can't kid you guys on this. If you want to be successful, it's not easy. And if it is, you will lose it quickly. Let me repeat, you will lose it quickly. There's been cases and scenarios, people hitting the lottery for $30 to $40 million just to be broke in 5 years. But the person who worked hard, the person who grind, the person who got their hands dirty, never seen broke again. But I get it, though, Cowboy Nation. We're talking about a game, right? We're talking about a game. Now, if it is a situation whereas you roll out Cooper Rush, and I'm trying to give you guys some objective analysis or what have you, what should the Cowboys do? Well, you have two good running backs. You have a solid offensive line. With all your pieces, you can say to yourself, you got Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, right? You got a good dual threat in tight ends. Then you got a team, a defense that's not afraid to give the ball back to the offense, the number one offense in the NFL. So if you're looking for this opportunity to say, okay, well, Law, come Sunday night, there will be number 10 under center, then you will have to play a very, very conservative type of game. But it will be a situation that the coaching staff made their decisions, but it will let me know everything about this team. It'll let me know everything about the mindset. The mindset. Now, in my previous video, my previous one, I talked about that this team is different, and a lot of people are not used to this team being different, being coy with the information. Jerry Wayne and things still leak some things because Jerry is just Jerry. But Mike McCarthy is a person that like to keep everything close to his vest. He don't like to give the answers to the test. Some people go to classes and they have the teacher that would like to give you some of the answers to the test, right? But not Mike McCarthy. You guys recall his first year here? Let's take the names off the jerseys, right? And we scoffed. We like, hey, we don't know. Hey, who's that number, man? Who's 47? Hey, man, somebody said, hey, who's 88? Hey, people didn't know who 88 was, because they were so used to being with the name. And one thing I can tell you, people are creatures of habit, and they like to keep things the same way. Sleep on the same side of the bed, Wash a certain side of their body first, right? Park their car in the garage in the same spot, right? Hey, what you doing parking on my side? What's going on? What's wrong with you? That's my side of the garage, right? Some people are creatures of habits, and I get it, right? But Mike McCarthy, he's changing out a lot of things that was already sold into the fabrications of the hearts, souls, and minds of this team. Excuse me, Law. Do you have any more facts to that? Cowboys don't wear red jerseys in practice, right? That even made headline news. Cowboys now have red jerseys in practice. Breaking news. Da-na-na, da-na-na, right? So many people like to have it close to the vest. That's the old administration. Let me know where I'm lying. But they would say, well, there's no difference between Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett. And the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation, 4th and 1 or something like that under the previous administration. when the team is going to grow some cojones, right? When they going to go for it. They never go for it. And now we get a new coach with the philosophy. It's 4th and 1. I trust my front five. I trust my quarterback. I trust my running back. We go for it. What the hell is he doing? Why is he going for it? Oh, why has he got so much on this one? You know, they want it both ways. Yeah, I've seen multitudes of Cowboy fans coming me left and right, like, yeah. Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. I said, man, the dude haven't even established his program yet, and you're ready to get rid of him. Oh, my goodness. But they gave patience to the previous administration, by the way.
Was owner, general manager, Jerry Jones. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good to be on with you.
Now, we have a pressing question. How many people at the Star are dressed in Halloween costumes today? Because we've already seen a bunch up here at our office. Do you have people dressed up in Halloween costumes at the Star?
Do you know the way I come in? I don't see a lot of our folks as I come in, and I come up through a parking garage, and so I really haven't seen that many. The ones I've seen, I think it's 50-50.
Okay. And you're not dressed up then at the moment?
We've got a couple of these guys out here that look like it's Halloween every day.
All right, so the game is Sunday night, Jerry. Halloween is Sunday as well. I've been trying to cancel Halloween, but my daughter keeps saying no, it's not canceled. I keep trying to push it to Saturday. What do you suggest for those that want to take in the game and trick-or-treat at the same time? How do they do this?
Well, I think you breeze out between snaps and get you a treat, and then come on back in. But really, I'd do both. I think it's possible.
The other thing we suggested to folks is walk around with their earbuds on 105.3 The Fan and listen to the game while they walk around with their kids.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that, and I like that a lot. And then you could always, if you took your mask off, they might let you come in and see the last play if you over there at the next door neighbors. But generally, I'd try to do both, but I wouldn't rob those kids of getting a chance to do some Halloween.
Now, love that answer.
Some of my finest hours were tricking my mother and dads and people's neighbors.
What's your favorite candy to take out of your kids' Halloween basket?
Oh, I heard a discussion the other day. I like that candy corn. I heard somebody talking about candy corn or stuff, but for some reason when I taste that, I think of Halloween.
Now, you mentioned maybe somebody you go trick-or-treating at their house, they would let you pop in, watch the last play of the game. Let's say the Cowboys are on offense for the last play of the game. Who do you think would be the quarterback for the team in that play?
Well, you went a long way out of your way. I'd like to think Dak's to set that up. But,
that's a good one.
Which is good. But I'd like to think Dak can go, and we'll think that. We'll see how things work at practice, but things are looking. I'd say things are looking good right now about Dak.
Obviously, you have a lot of connections in the NFL, Jerry, and that's a positive sign from you. It's from us and from the people listening right now, especially the ones that like to gamble. Saw yesterday the Cowboys a 2.5 favorite to now the Cowboys a 2.5 point underdog, and I'm assuming Vegas is moving a spread 5 points based off of Dak probably won't play. So you're saying if you're a Cowboys fan and you like the Cowboys, bet on the Cowboys because you think Dak's going to play?
Well, I'm not so sure how much of it's want to on my part or how much of it is factual. We really will need to see come Sunday, and that's a few days away, as you know. We'll have to take a good look at it at that time, but he's prepared to play, and he'll be prepared to play, and he's doing really well. You get into, well, is he doing well enough to go out there and try it and see how it goes? Probably.
Man, y'all are dealing with an organization that makes money left and right. And a bookie makes money regardless of what happened of the outcome, by the way. And Jerry Jones is the ultimate bookie of all times. If y'all don't think that we're not finna make no money on this one, ooh, I got land on the moon for sale, baby. Got land on the moon for sale. So you see how the Vegas had us at one point, oh, we gonna win this, and now we the underdogs. Don't y'all know how much money is gonna be made on Sunday night? And everybody, mama, uncle, Tupac and Biggie, gonna be at the edge of their seats waiting to see what's going to happen. I can guarantee you that last week was the lowest rating in the NFL. Why, Lord, why? Cowboys didn't play. Oh, this week, coming off of their bye, oh, let's put the Cowboys at prime time slot. Oh, was that a coincidence? I can't make this stuff up. What did Dak Prescott do last weekend? Oh, he went to the Stars game. What else did Dak Prescott do, Law? Oh, he went to a Halloween concert, contest, whatever it was. Him and his boo thing. Law, do you have any pictures, evidence of it? Yeah. Oh, what happened first week of practice? Wednesday, throwing the ball around. All of the reporters that was able to see. Oh, he's walking pretty fine. Oh, he's releasing the ball pretty good.
Yesterday he said, it's not totally up to me. He said if it was totally up to me, I'm 100% playing. And I'm kind of curious on how much say does Dak Prescott have on whether or not he goes out there, and if he said no, I'm going out there to play, would anybody stop him?
Well, at the end of the day, I think there's two questions here.
Yeah.
There is no question that he's going to be the most pro person on the planet to play. I think we understand that, the competitiveness aspect of that thing.
For sure.
And I think he feels like that he, if need be, probably could manage. But I'm getting in his head here now, and I don't want to do that. But, some might say, well, that Dak couldn't manage that. He wouldn't be a little conservative with his use of that leg. But I don't know about that. I think he's aware of what's at stake here and what's the future, on the immediate future is at stake. So I think his clocks would go off in competitive situation. That's just an opinion. He's looking to the trainers. He's looking to them to give him some real good advice. We won't do too much technically about this. In other words, if you shot an MRI or something like that, right, would that make any difference? And the answer is no. This will be more a feel for how it's feeling when he works it.
It sounds like La'el Collins is going to be the backup guard tackle from what we hear from Mike McCarthy. Is that your sense of what La'el will be on Sunday night?
Well, I don't want to go specific. I really do think that's a place for Mike and his judgment there, and see how La'el, and see what they're doing. I'm talking Minnesota. So what I do like is that I've always known that the people that knew La'el the best really knew his game the best. I thought he was as good or better guard than he was a tackle. And so if we do have that kind of flex with him, and if Steele's play has given us an opportunity to get that position flex out of La'el, he becomes that much more valuable, La'el.
Jerry, boy, no one know how to circumvent the information better than Jerry Wayne and things. And appreciate you, JD, for the donation there. He says a hamburger, but I appreciate you for that hamburger and some French fries. Shout out to you, Gibson, for joining the premium membership there. Your name will be entered into the drawings for the CeeDee Lamb jersey. All right, Cowboy Nation. Here's the situation. Like I said before, there's no one that can circumvent information better than Jerry Jones. I come here to tell you guys, that we've witnessed things like this before. Broken ribs, quarterback going out there with broken parts in their body, torn. Was it MCLs, ACL with Tom Brady? Oh, we've seen Brett Favre lost his father. And he had every amount of excuse to say, hey, I'm going to sit this out. And I don't care what nobody say. From losing a loved one, that goes triple deep, especially when they're close to get out there to have his best performance. Right? But like I said, nobody can sell drama better than Jerry Jones. And he got the whole NFL and the Vikings at their mercy seat. Because now they're looking at it, they second guessing like, ooh, these reports now, my God, even Cowboys fans are saying Dak ain't playing. Oh, they got a comfortable lead. Don't you guys know that the Arizona Cardinals lost just the other day? And if you have the mindset to say to yourselves, right now we can take control of the NFC, don't let the Buccaneers lose. And all we have to do is win out. And if we win out, if we go out there and dominate against the Arizona Cardinals, right? We don't play against the Green Bay. But, man, dog it, if we dominate them, strength of schedule, everything else, if we do and we take care of our business and not worry about the NFC East, but worry about the NFC and win everything that we are seeing in front of us, don't you know that it's more valuable to have the playoffs every game at home, going straight through the Super Bowl? But the people that is so hungry for an opportunity will say, hey, I will settle for a $45,000 a year job when you know for sure, based upon your resume, based upon your information and background, that you at least qualify for $95,000. But there's many of people watching right now that's been without a job, that don't believe in themselves enough to say, well, you know what? I'm going to take the $40,000. There's no success and comfort. I digress.
The stadium, Mike McCarthy was talking about how that stadium is loud and how he's like, look, I think it got louder than the Metrodome was. What's been your experience with the noise level up there in Minnesota?
Well, we haven't played there much, of course, and because it's new, but it is loud. And I think as long as you expect it to prepare for it, and we do, then you can mitigate just how loud it can be. But I don't want to understate it. Those loud stadiums, Seattle, they can impact your execution.
Facts.
When we were all talking about last night's Thursday night football game, do you look at games like that with a different eye, since the Cowboys, at least right now, appear to be right in the mix as one of the teams of the class of the NFC?
Yeah, I have afford myself the luxury of looking at them and saying, who would you rather play, who would be there. But I know they've got the same issues that we have. It's got a long way to go. And the things that can come up that mitigate how well they're playing, injuries specifically, then you really don't spend a lot of time thinking about, boy, I hope this team wins or that team wins as far as the playoff. It's real early to start that kind of thinking. So I'm really just looking at what they do good and what they don't do good, and if we could learn anything by some of the things that Green Bay or some of the things that Arizona's doing. I will say this, boy, they've done a hell of a job out there at Arizona. And Murray, we're all proud of from this area, but they've really maximized his talents. And my hat's off to them all the time. In coaching, that's a big talk. I maximize the talent, but doing it is a different thing. And they're doing it, so they're doing a good job in Arizona.
Jerry, you traded for Will Grier at the end of training camp, and it sounds like Cooper Rush is still the backup quarterback. What has Cooper Rush been able to do in practice to hold off Will Grier from being the backup quarterback?
He knows the system.
Oh, I think he's just outstanding at executing our offense. He really makes outstanding decisions, and he gives us the ability, pure ability, to maximize our supporting cast around him. We don't have to compromise anything, whether it be receivers, running backs, or tight ends. And we've got the full playbook with him. That's a big deal. And sometimes you look at a temporary, hopefully, backup situation, and then you have to pare down what you can do with your offense. That's not the case with Rush. And so he's turned into a valuable backup. And our team, not just the coaches but the players, have real confidence in his ability to maximize the talent we have on offense. So he's had a good mental going over relative to, well, would we be better off with some other solution to Dak not being out there? And the answer is no.
Well, that's where you leave it at. I'm not going to give you guys the salesman used car breath on this platform. But we've seen with our natural eyes during this preseason. And we're talking about preseason, a game that, you're really not doing a lot of you're doing a lot of vanilla stuff, right? You're doing a lot of, okay, let's see if this can work. But we had Garrett Gilbert, Cooper Rush, and Benjamin Anthony DiNucci. At some point during this preseason, Benjamin Anthony DiNucci looked better than not Kellen Moore, but what's his name? Cooper Rush. Yeah. Looked better than Cooper Rush. And he looked at one point of this time in preseason, he looked better than Garrett Gilbert. And when the option came open for backup quarterbacks, a third of us was banging on the table like, come on, bring in somebody. Come on, we know we finna bring in somebody. But to Jerry Jones' defense, he mentioned the same thing about Terrence Steele. And we all was like, come on, dog. And Terrence Steele proved us all wrong, right? Or majority of us wrong. So my only prayer and hope, if we do see Cooper Rush, it'll be of the latter. It'll be of the Terrence Steele, juxtaposed to what we've seen in preseason. Remember that, right? Explosive weapons. And at one point, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it was Ben DiNucci. It was Ben DiNucci to score the first touchdown in preseason, right? And we talking about preseason. Pretty much practice. Not a game. Practice. But Will Grier, looking at his preseason tape, he had a good run in preseason. So the salesman breath though, man. The dude Jerry Jones can sell you that the moon is made of cheese, right? Let's be real with it. He can sell yellow snow, and I'm quite sure that there will be a line saying, it's a little tart, but this yellow snow is pretty good. And you don't know how it turned yellow. Oh my goodness, just look up the ingredients and you will see what Jerry Jones been doing to it to get it yellow.
Unanimously, whether it be the players, the coaches, Dak, everybody thinks got a lot of confidence in Cooper.
Jerry Jones joined us on the KNC Masterpiece on 105.3 The Fan, your home of the Dallas Cowboys. And, Jerry, I know there's a disgruntled pass rusher, and I'm not going to say names or anything like that, but I know the names of the Cardinals have been brought up because they lost J.J. Watt of trying to trade for this guy. Is there any interest in two different things? One, making sure the Cardinals don't get that guy, but also, beefing up your pass rush a little bit or adding a player before trade deadline here this year?
Well, you're being cautious relative to tampering, and that's good.
Yep.
You're being so cautious, I don't know who in the hell you're referring to. But the point is, that's okay. That's okay because I can answer the question. We are really happy with our rush and our players, and we're happy with what's on the way with Lawrence as example, Armstrong, and we're happy with the young guys that are on the way. And so it's highly unlikely that we would add to the pressure.
When you mentioned Lawrence, do y'all have an idea on when we might see him back on the field?
Yes, but that's just that. And that won't help our conversation out because it swings 2 or 3 games. But he's progressing well, and I feel good we'll have him. And there's no question where we are right now. We'll have him at a critical juncture of our season, and that will be as we get in the back half of the schedule or the back third of the schedule and then into the playoffs. So I'm real excited about the kind of contribution and the lift that he gives us as we go forward.
Now, I believe the statute of limitations has passed, and we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't follow up and ask, can you tell us about some of those tricks on Halloween that you were involved in?
You can't tell him, Jerry.
I had a lot of fun.
Tell me a story.
I don't know why, but eggs it sounds like Easter, but it's not, because throwing eggs was always a favorite of mine. And I got in a lot of trouble. I lived on a very busy highway, and it was the artery from the Little Rock, Arkansas area to Memphis, and it was the main highway, not a freeway, but a highway. And, of course, cars were blazing by, and I lived right on that. Well, I was raised in a grocery store, and so Halloween seemed like the best time to do it, but I'd take eggs and tomatoes and stand on the blind side of that store and throw those at cars going by. That was my best Halloween trick.
I always have problems throwing eggs, Jerry, because they'd explode my hand before I got it out of my hand. Did that ever happen to you, or that you always delivered?
You have to have a slow hand with an easy touch, and then you put the power to it.
Amazing. I love that answer so much, Jerry.
Thanks a lot, Jerry.
Obviously, you've got our number. If anything else comes up about Dak, feel free to call us at any point.
Got it, guys. Enjoyed you.
Thank you very much. Jerry Jones.
That's Jerry Jones, man, on the interview with 105.3 The Fan. Feel free to go to this website link. I'm going to post it below. Shout out to you, Alex, for the donation there. We're going to post a link there so you guys can witness the entire video without me pausing and rewinding. Shout out to you, Justin Alive. Appreciate you. Don't rest, Dak. The weeds can take over the garden. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Alex says, shout out to Law, Ashaniqua, Pookie, Ray. I've been here, just been able to say that. I wasn't able to say that. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much, man. Kaniqua, keep doing your thing. I'm watching. Appreciate you, Alex. Thank you so much for that. And shout out to everybody. Earlier, I believe this week, I restarted the TikTok channel, and I was like at 128 subscribers. I really thank you guys for growing the platform, because we hit over 1,000 so far, and right now we're at 1,328 on TikTok. So I'm not doing the dance moves yet, but, stay tuned. I might can, do a little dance move, a little TikTok dance move when I hit 2,000 or so. But I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for jumping on my TikTok channel. And, of course, we keeping it Cowboys. You see Cowboys everywhere. I'm everywhere, baby. That's Law Nation Sports. We got some things out there for everyone to see and enjoy, videos on the TikTok. And for those who like my shorter content juxtaposed to my long-form content, TikTok is all short content, so I can't have long-form content there. So if you want a shorter version of Law, go over to TikTok and my IG Instagram page, of course. And salute to all the other people that's on my Facebook page. I really appreciate you guys for helping me grow there. So we are multiple platforms, and Law Nation Sports, man, yeah. We got to get there, baby. Yeah, I see somebody say, greedy, KD, yeah. I want that number one seed. Don't get me wrong, but what is the number one seed with your quarterback limping into the playoff? Because we are greedy. I get it. All right, so let me ask you this, KD. If he takes off this Sunday, and if he still need rest for the next week, do you say, okay, let's continue to give him rest for the next week, and then you take off for the next week? Do you say, okay, let's give him rest for the next week? When at some point, when is enough rest will be a rest, Or let me say this. Don't you know when you play football, and I know you played football before, KD, that you are always at risk. And I got a little news flash for everyone. News flash. No such thing as being 100% in football. You're not going to get there. You're going to always deal with some type of injury. And when you favoring one thing for another and you have that resting on your mindset and you're not playing to your mindset at 100%, then lo and behold, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have made it to that level anyhow, right? To the NFL pro level. You're always going to be lingering with something. Let me repeat, you're always going to be lingering with something. That's life. That's life. But I pray for this to go away. Nah, dog, you're going to be dealing with something. Old folks right, man, and I really listen to old folks. They say either you going through a storm or you're coming out of one. It's just reciprocal. You're just going to continue to go through one or in or out of the other. I do like movies, by the way. And what was that movie, Batman? And it had to do with the mask. He was beating the hell out of Batman. And he thought that if I could make it dark, Batman will be in his elements. Batman will be able to beat the mess out of him, right? What was his name? And he said, man, you think that I'm supposed to be scared of the darkness? I was born in this darkness. I grew up in this darkness. I'm paraphrasing because I forgot the word for word. But this is my element, baby. Pain is all I know. And he continued, Bane, yeah, Bane. You got to you got to have that warrior's mentality. You do. Oh, man, you do. K-Mac, appreciate you. Let's hope Brown has a good game. Cousins will be picking on him. You ain't lying. Cousin will pick on him. We need a good pass rush. And if we on the clock in the run game, we should be good. Yeah. Let's see. Health in the playoff goal is we could be the best in anyone. I look, and this is the thing. I'm not here to say I'm right. I could be on this point 1,000,000% wrong. Now, it's just my core beliefs, right? It's just my core beliefs. I go all the way back to say this. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I'm not out here to say I'm 100% right. Just like the talk points of whether or not La'el Collins is a right tackle versus being a guard. Terrence, he says, I was raised in the darkness. I was molded in it. Yeah, that's the right word. Oh, my God. Yeah, I was raised in the darkness. I was molded in it. I love it. Yeah. Sometimes you root for the villain, right? Just like the Joker, you kind of rooted for him on the Joker movie, right? That was a real good movie. Yeah. The Joker. Not the other one, but the Joker. The other one was still good, too. But I just say this. It's not up to us anyhow. We do not make any decisions for the Cowboys. You guys are here for my opinions at the end of the day. I'm not John Stephen Jones, and I'm not Will McClay, nor am I Jerry Wayne Jones and things, right? Right? So these are just my collective thoughts. If Joe Philbin feels that La'el Collins is better suited at guard and to be flexible, using his position of flex at right tackle, then those are his decision, Cowboy Nation. Y'all come here to get my opinion and my analysis. It's not who's right, Boss Cowboy, the OC versus my dog, Botch Lombardi, or versus my dog, Big Game James. All of those guys are my boys. But as 100% that they feel that they're right, they just as close as being 100% wrong. Because they are not listening to them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and beyond saying, let's listen to what he have to say. Let's listen to what Law have to say. Let's put this guy in because he said at this moment, this is where we wanted to do. It's a multi-billion-dollar organization. If they feel or felt that these guys, including me, 1,000% right, Jerry Jones will be knocking at my door with an offer, and it better not be 40,000, right? Or 97,000. hey, I'm gonna be like Jerry Wayne. No, you gotta have to give me. Oh no. You gonna have to pay me, baby, for my opinion and my analysis, right? So that's just how that goes, Cowboy Nation. But we can look at the tape, and we can see from our analysis and from our point that this team, boy, they've been on the page on the good part of it. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't think that he get enough praises as he should. And, of course, Tony Pollard doing his thing. Don't get it twisted. Tony Pollard doing his thing. And the front five working as a unit on the same page. Baby, they doing their work, baby. They are. And the cut in the visual aspect of Ezekiel Elliott working all offseason to get down to 218 pounds. One could argue he looks more like 216 now. He probably lost another 2 pounds, right? But Ezekiel Elliott been running like a man on fire. Appreciate you, Graham, for the $8 donation on the PayPal. I really appreciate that. And that goes a long way. But the vision, the cut, the read, this team is going to force a team to get out of those two deep safety looks, by the way. You're going to have that one high safety. Man one, that's what they're going to play. And whether it's Dak Prescott or Cooper Rush, baby arm Coop, he going to have to get that ball out to Amari Cooper that's on the edge, who got that safety rolling his way. Oh, excuse me, Cowboy Nation. He's also going to have to figure out a way to get that ball out to Lamb. Yeah. So, look at Ezekiel. Look what he's doing. Look who you came to see, everybody. Shout out to Tony Baker. Watch out to do. He catch the ball out of the backfield. He averaging 5.1 yards per. 5 total touchdowns this season. Not bad at all, Cowboy Nation. Not bad at all. 5 of them. I got 5 on it. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing over here. Wrong button. Here we go. Excuse me for hitting that wrong button there. But, yeah, get out the way. Yeah. Here we go. Look at Ezekiel Elliott. Stretching it out to the edge there. Putting the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott. You saw that? Y'all saw that move right there? Yeah. So this team is doing a lot of things in a good way. And let's look at the front five. Putting their hands on everything, hat on hat, and allowing the running back to go through his reads, go through his landmarks, planting their foot and getting upfield. Stiffy. Yeah. Let me get on out of bounds right there. Yeah. So we're looking at all of those things, Cowboy Nation. We are. Shout out to those who made the donations. Shout out to Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm going to have to come up with a Tony Pollard cut up next, That's how everything works, too. Shout out to you, Cowboy fan only. Appreciate you. Law, it's just an opinion. And, yeah, 40K ain't cutting it, Jerry Jones. Yeah, 40, not like, no. No. Appreciate you, Cowboy fan only. So, when we look at everything, this team, regardless of what we talk about, they make the necessary adjustments. What are the adjustments? And be sure to follow Cowboy Fan Only. That's my guy over there. I mean, we growing every year. And I love seeing us speak boldly with our thoughts. Right? And I like when this movie came out, The Gladiator. and they was talking about how Rome was just a whisper, the city. It was just a whisper, but they continued to build, stacking, and then before you know it, they became a bigger city. Bing! They was put on the map. Law Nation started off just a guy that's sitting at his coffee table talking about the Cowboys. And now look to your left and right, right? So nothing happens overnight, right? But speaking of overnight, let's talk about this guy, and I really like him as well, Amari Cooper, who battled through some injuries, right? Y'all got enough time here? Y'all okay? Y'all all right? Let's talk about this one.
How much that bye week help everything heal up?
The bye week helped out a lot. I'm good to go.
Now, your quarterback has a calf strain, and we've already established that you have hurt everything on the body at some point. So I'm sure you've strained a calf. Power rank it. Where does that fit in with the other body parts?
I'm not sure I strained the calf. I can't remember if I strained the calf or not. No, I don't think so.
Oh. Is that – how many parts of the lower body have you not hurt? Everybody's done a hammy, right? And you've done a quad, I'm sure.
I've done a hammy and a quad, yep.
Feet, ankles.
Yep.
What about like a glute? Have you heard of glute?
Nah, I haven't. Not a glute. Not a glute.
No glutes. Now, Amari, I don't know if you heard it. I don't want to make it all about injuries, but it was interesting, watching the sound to the sidelines from the Patriots game. Your teammates were talking about how much of a warrior you've been fighting through different stuff. What allows you to do that, you think, and continue to play it at a high level? And do you see that as something that's just about being a football player, or is there something different about the way you can still get it done?
Actually, I haven't saw that the sounds of the sideline from the Patriots game, but
wow.
You said, what does it say about me?
Yeah. What's that say about you that you're getting the respect of other football players? And these are other tough guys who play through injuries too, and even they're like blown away. Like, man, Amari's a warrior is the exact quote. I forget the name of the guy.
I believe it was Anthony Brown said it to Micah Parsons, and it was was that fourth down? Was that fourth quarter? The slant.
Yeah.
You caught the ball, and AB was telling Micah, he's like, I forgot all your injuries, but he's like ankle and knee or whatever, and he's like, that dude is a warrior.
That goes to show you too, Cowboy Nation, that when you focus and you locked in, you're not even watching highlights or clips of yourself. I love it. I don't think that Amari Cooper is lying to kick it, But if there's something about me on a national TV, I'm going to peep around and look at it. But Amari Cooper, he's focusing in on getting myself body and everything else in order and getting back out there. Another case in point, I've seen many of people saying that Amari Cooper, he's injury prone, right? He's hurt always. And on top of that, he's not valuable to the team. But when you go back and watch the tape, you see that safety top that we were talking about that's on the top. They roll coverages to Amari Cooper's way, even with slightly bruised ribs, lower body extremities as it relates to hamstrings. He's a warrior. They locked in, Jay Worthy. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I can only tell you the reason why I choose to play through everything if I can.
Tell us.
I just want to be great. Like, I want to be like, when it's all said and done, I want to be the best player that I could possibly be. And I know the only way to do that is you have to put up those numbers, because that's what people not going, like, when you're done playing, people not
Lord Brunson.
What do you say right there? King Ken, what's it? Who comes to your show first? Bad Dog, Louis T, or Lord Bronson? Oh, you reminded me. Okay, you reminded me. We did and this is a segue talk right quick. We're gonna play the Amari Cooper's interview right here in a few seconds. But you did remind me, King. I have to go back and listen to those boys' round table. We had a discussion of whoever lose the most amount of games that they said that they predicted I think it got to be probably Lord Brunson, because I think that he said that his team is going to go 11 and was it? Did he say 11-5, 12-5? Yeah, he said 12-5, right? So if they lose one more game, I know he's gonna have to come over here to the Nation. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that conversation we had. I think that Louis T said that his team is gonna go 12-5 or something like that. So we'll be waiting. We will be waiting. If they lose one more game, and I think that my dog, Bad Dog, he had the Giants only losing 6 games or something like that. So we'll find out. We got a couple more weeks. Appreciate you, King, for reminding me. Y'all keep me informed now, on the other team's scores. But let me see if I can go around here. No, it's right here. Cowboys 5-1. I'm not sitting here saying that we should be comfortable, kick up our feet, and relax ourselves and just only party on down because they are 4 games behind, right? We've seen crazier things happen, right? The Green Bay Packers 7-1. I'm quite sure Minnesota is going to try to give and bring forth their best. They are not going to show any mercy for the Cowboys. They're looking at it like they're 3-3. Hey, they're fighting for a wild card situation. They know for sure that they got to get out of that grace hood. But if they can just come down and punch the I guess us in the mouth for one good time, they are 4-3. Now they can look at it like, hey, we on a momentum. We on a 3-game run right now, and they'll put us at 5-2. Just like that, the team that you felt that you can rest your guys on are now looking at a situation whereas that at the end of this season, by them beating you out in a head-to-head matchup, could be, dare I say, whether or not you go back to their stadium in a playoff game or they come to you. So that's why I do not look at this situation and say, oh, we got 11. How many more games we got left? 11 more games left? And we can say, oh, we got the lead. We can just put up our feet because we're leading in our division. New Orleans feel confident that if they can put a mark on the Tampa Bay, because Jameson Winston came out this week, said, I'm familiar with Tampa Bay. They 4-2. And they pretty well coached, by the way. Oh, we'll be rooting for New Orleans to beat
Love
the Tampa
your
Bay.
energy, Law. Keep up the great work, my brother. ! Flex biceps. Smiley face. Flexed biceps.
Boy, who that is, who that. Appreciate you, Irby. Appreciate you. I'm going to bring some energy, by the way. It comes from my beard. Yeah, that's where the energy come from. I shouldn't have said that. People going to try to cut it now like they did Samson. Appreciate you on that one, though. Thank you so much. Look at this thing. It's a tight race. Rams 6-1. New Orleans 4-2. Minnesota 3-3. They got every form of their mindset. We're going to give them our best shot. No days off. No days off. But why you don't want to let them? No days off. Amari Cooper, why you roll out there when you're hurt? I want to be great. Michael Jordan, you got the flu, man. Why don't you chill out, man? Why don't you take this supplement, this medicine, sit this game out? I want to be great. Brett Favre, your father just passed away. Why don't you just stay at the house, stay at the crib, relax? We got this. I'm playing in honor of my father. Tom Brady, man, you would never win a Super Bowl. You would never, ever win a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. Or, Bill Belichick. You got a torn ACL, MCL, whatever it was. Why don't you sit that one out, man? Brace it up. You 40, man. You already got enough accomplishments. You already a Hall of Famer. Why don't you sit out, man? You being greedy. And he inflates the ball and he goes throws for another hundreds and hundreds of yards. Right? Steve Aaron McNair was playing with all type of broken bones and elements. Took that team all the way to the Super Bowl. I wished McNair would have got that extra yard, right? But we will know about the mentality of this team come Sunday night.
I'm gonna go back and watch every single game you played in. You know, they gonna go by the numbers, and so I know I have to put up some really good numbers, and so that's part of the reason why I choose to play through everything. Obviously, another reason is to ensure that we have the best chances at winning, and so that's why I choose to play. Also, because I know what I can do on the field. So,
as a former receiver, I like that you put the winning second right after the stats. I can appreciate that. That's good.
Nah, I'm just being honest. Like
you're always honest, man. You're too honest.
Hey, he do, George. He do sound like Jay-Z.
All right, hey Amari, you're our inside guy. CeeDee got fined $10,000. Did you have to walk up and put your arm around him and tell him it's okay? You know, I mean, tell us the reaction. And I guarantee you, I bet you he came up to you and said, with that letter in hand, and started talking to you about it, right? Did he?
Yeah, he always talk. Man, the thing about CeeDee, I've never seen a player so young get fined so much. I think he's gotten fined. Wow. He's gotten fined like every week this year, I think. I'm like, and it's very confusing to me because I'm like, yo, like, do you like money? Like, do you like getting paid for playing this game, or you must just love playing the game? Because I mean, he get fined every week. I don't understand, but I mean, as long as he's having fun out there, then I'm good. So.
Is it the uniform violations? Because he's kind of got the college half shirt thing kind of working. Is it he always gets fined for something on his uniform?
It's always uniform violations.
Yeah.
Like it's always if it's not, it's a uniform violation like every week or almost every week. Yeah. And the fines are pretty significant. Like it's crazy. But if it's not a uniform violation, he's usually doing something like on the field, like the waving, which was obviously that was ridiculous. But
facts.
Him coming from college where you can still kind of crack back, he got a couple of those. So you know, he's been getting like little nitpicky stuff, but
Cowboys.
Hey, I think he'll learn sooner or later.
Yeah, but were you saying that was ridiculous that he did it, or it's ridiculous that they got fined?
No, it was ridiculous that he got fined for it.
Yeah, it seemed like Mills was talking to him all game, and they kind of had a friendly back and forth, and a smile and a wave cost you $10,000. Any word on what Mills was doing to get that kind of a reaction?
Yeah, what's the good stuff?
Just talking trash.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you think CeeDee can fight? Because we got the audio when he's waving at him. He was saying, "What are you going to do?" Those are fighting words. Do you think that CeeDee can fight?
Okay. Man, of course. Okay. Of course, he got that dog in him. So everybody who got that dog in him could throw some hands. So yeah.
It's Amari Cooper here on 105 Fan. So I have to ask, do you have that dog in you? Can you get after a little bit?
Come on, man. I used to box, so.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
Nothing.
Was that what age? What kind of accomplishment?
Yeah, middle school.
So which one he gonna fight? Which one of them Paul brothers he gonna fight, baby? Oh my goodness, Amari Cooper, off-season fight. Is it gonna be Jake? Is it gonna be Logan? I don't know which one of them brothers. Which one of them brothers can get those 1-2 combination pieces right there? Which one of those guys that be doing those fights? Y'all let me know. It's both of them, huh? Is it?
Middle school.
When's the last time you had to beat somebody up, or not? Maybe not even full beat somebody up. Just kind of put somebody in their place.
High school for sure.
Was that on or off the field?
On the field.
What'd they do? What was the reason that you had to hurt someone?
Just talking like they were bigger than what they were. Like it was funny. Like yeah.
So do you like to go to fights when you have time? Are you a guy that the pay-per-view stuff and all that? I mean, can you sit down and do a podcast on boxing or something like that? Is that kind of a fan you are?
I won't say I'm like an expert at boxing because I haven't been in that that space in a long time. But I went to the Canelo fight, his last fight.
Canelo.
It was actually here at AT&T. Yeah, I went there. It was a very cool experience.
Did you go compete in boxing and stuff like that?
No, I grew up in a boxing gym. Like, we had a boxing gym right by my house. It was the PAL. I don't know if you know what PAL is, the Police Athletic League. They have this they have different sports you can join that are a part of PAL. A lot of people who grew up in inner cities know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we had a boxing gym there. I used to train a lot there, but I never fought like a official fight. But I did a lot. I trained so much and I sparred a lot. But the thing is, they wanted me to stop playing football because they thought I had so much potential.
Wow.
All right. So what weight class? 6'2", 215-ish. So what weight class he in, Cowboy Nation? What weight class he in? 6'2", 215, or would they have to get him down to 200? Y'all let me know.
So I was like, nah. Like if I would have started boxing before football, then maybe the love would have been different. It would have superseded football, but I started playing football first.
So what Gavin was asking about your toughness, do you think that's where you got your start with your toughness? With the boxing? Man, that ain't easy to do.
Feet gonna be quick.
I mean, it was easy to do for me. Like,
sure.
Like you get hit, but they don't really, like, your adrenaline running so much. You don't really feel it. You just in that competition mode. Like when you're a competitor, you don't really you just focusing on the competition as opposed to getting hit.
What weight class don't Paul brothers in, man? What weight class they in? I don't feel like typing in their measurables. What weight class those guys in? They look about what? They look like 190 something, right? 195, 185. What weight class those Paul brothers in? Logan and Jake, or the other Paul brothers? Let me know.
Yeah. It's Amari Cooper here on The Fan. When you see the next opponent on the schedule, do you automatically know who the corner is that you're going to see most of the game and how that matchup's gone in the past?
Not all the time, because I'm not, I don't keep up with other teams. I don't keep up with their trades in the off seasons and stuff like that. So sometimes it's new to me. Sometimes, obviously, the bigger name guys,
So it'll be probably Alexander or Breland this weekend, from what I can tell. A couple of Clemson guys. Do you have history with them? Is there something extra on it when it's a Clemson guy or another player from a big college?
Nah, it's never. I'm so far removed from college that I don't even really think about what school someone went to. It could be a cornerback that went to Bama who I didn't play with, and it wouldn't be I wouldn't feel any type of way just because I'm not playing collegiate football right now.
Amari,
it's different.
We're looking for some big stats this weekend because neither one of those guys is very good. I just wanted to tell you that. Do you watch any baseball?
No, I don't. That's one sport I don't know anything about. I don't know anything.
Okay, that's great, because my next question was, are you at least familiar with baseball? And the answer to that is no.
No,
so that's great.
I'll tell you why. I always wanted to play baseball, but so growing up, when I started playing sports, I never stopped. I was always in the sport at any given moment. There was never a pause because all the sports I played would overlap. So after football season, basketball would start before football season ended. So when my football season was over, I'd be a week or two late for basketball, and then I would be playing basketball, and then track would start before basketball ended. So when I ended basketball, I'd be a week or two late for track. And so I would always just hop in every sport like that. And I say that to say track was always during baseball season, always. And I was really forced to run track. I didn't really love track, but I was good at it. So the coach would always force me to run. So I was never able to play baseball.
It sounds really tough being so good at so many things.
Yeah.
I can't relate to it, but it sounds like it was a real burden on you. Are you familiar with the word bullpen in baseball? It's where the relief pitchers hang out until one of them has to go into the game. They hang out in the bullpen out in the outfield.
So
right?
I've heard bullpen a lot, but I didn't know that was what it was.
Yeah, so the relief pitchers are sitting down there, and when the starter starts getting in trouble, somebody out there will stand up and they'll start warming up. PETA wants us to change the word bullpen to arm barn because, I don't know, something to do with bowls. I just wanted to get your thought on this really hot topic in the political arena.
Wow.
I don't know much about it, so I don't really have a comment on it.
Okay. Good strategy.
Well, how about
Good
a comment on this then? I'm going to ask you, who of your receiving buddies would be the best brother-in-law? If you had a sister and they were married to one of your, and one of those receivers was married to your sister, who would be the best brother-in-law out of that
Wilson
group that you work with every day?
All right, so when you say best, I'm just going to go ahead and think about it like the one that I wouldn't have to worry about.
Right.
The responsible,
the
polite,
guy, yeah, he's
not going to do anybody wrong.
At the holidays, man, you're like, hey, when that's my guy right there. I don't have to talk bad about him at all.
Simi, without a doubt.
He's a sweetheart.
Listen, you ain't got to worry about Simi. Trust me.
What are you trying to say about Simi?
I mean, he's a Mormon. He's
honor code.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fundamentalist. He's a fundamentalist.
So he does everything by the book. He's got a kind of you don't just nothing have to worry about him at all, right?
Nah, you ain't got to worry about him. Trust
okay.
me.
Well, then who is the guy that you wouldn't want to be your brother-in-law?
Don't say anything, dog.
Everybody else.
Everybody else.
Good one, yeah.
That's Amari Cooper with us. Do people ever tell you sound like Jay-Z? Because they keep texting into the show that you do every time you're on.
Yeah, so I heard that. I was doing another radio type thing like last year, and somebody said that. And then I've heard it a couple other times too.
Could you do like 99 Problems for us, or just your favorite song?
Better boxer, musician, or basketball player?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's well, I'm not a musician, so but boxing and basketball, I would say I was decent at both.
What kind of a basketball player were you? What position?
I played the 1 and the 2. I like the 2 better, but coaches always wanted me to play the 1 because
he ain't got no handles, dog.
Take
Well,
the
he
ball
probably
from
can.
me.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. At what point did your goal switch from becoming a pro to being one of the greats?
That's a great question.
That's all we do is ask great questions.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
Every one of
good
them.
interview so far.
Okay, so I was in the 7th grade.
Wow.
I was in the 7th grade, and you always had hope that you'd make it to the league. But when I knew I would make it to the NFL was when we was doing a drill, and I was going against the DB. I was at receiver, and the DB, he just couldn't jam me for nothing. And the coach was getting mad. We had a pretty athletic coach. He was like maybe 30 at the time, and he just got mad, and he got in front of me. He was like, you got to put a hand on him. He's like, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Come on, Coop. And then the quarterback said hi, and I killed him off the line.
I can believe that.
And he was like, this was before our first game. He was like, oh, like that. He was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
He was like, you better do that in the game too. And then that's when I knew I would make it to the league, because I was like, this guy is a grown man, and he's pretty athletic. Like he's always demonstrating drills for us. So if I can do this to him, I know nobody my age could ever guard me, or probably anybody 2, 3, 4 years older than me. That's how I was looking at it. So that's when I knew I would make it to the league. And I guess after I knew I would make it to the league, I guess I would say that I started thinking about not only making it to the league, but just being one of the greats.
Amari, when's the last time you got fined? I'm just thinking about how you say CeeDee gets fined all the time, so it sounds like you try to avoid it. When's the last time you got fined?
That's what I was telling him. Like earlier this week, he was talking about the fine. I'm like, man, listen, I go out there, I don't care what I wear, and because they get fined because they trying to be like swaggy on the field, and I'm like, that's cool, you know what I'm saying, but I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to keep all my money in my pocket. Like, but I only got fined once, and it was like for some socks. Like I was wearing too many different colors, trying to do what they doing now.
But never anything in game, just the one fine.
That was in the game, yeah. But then I didn't have to pay anything, because usually your first fine you can appeal it, and they usually just waive it.
Oh, that's nice of
Yeah,
them.
that is nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Feel warm.
Amari, okay, in your career, have you played in Minneapolis? Probably not much, right? Have you ever made a trip up there for a game?
Worry about to play now?
Yeah, in Minneapolis up there, yeah.
We played there last year.
We played there last year. That's right. The game was last year. My bad.
Great question, Brian.
Great question, Brian. Because I was thinking the game was at home for some reason here, but it was okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Viking horn. When that Viking horn blows, have you heard that thing before? The big sound that they make when something.
I don't recall.
Okay. Well, this is like a terrible line of questioning with me, Amari, and I'm sorry about this because, like I say, my experience with the Viking horn, when they blow this thing, it's this loud horn. There's usually something bad happening to your team.
Oh, that was the end of that interview. Oh, that was the off the chain interview. Shout out to 105.3, The Fan. Great interview by those boys over there. I had a blast listening to those guys. Shout out to Amari Cooper. Shout out to Brian Brothers and Jeff Kavanaugh, man, for doing their thing on 105.3, The Fan. And what I pulled from that is that Amari Cooper is a true gangster, and he want to be great. And his coaching from his youth gave him hope. And I tell people all the time, man, coaches go a long way. You know, I recall my track coach. I mean, he poured upon his knowledge and his wisdom upon me, and I still reference what he showed me, coached me, taught me, and gave wonderful advice to this day. And may he rest in peace, Doc Woods, man. He was always that guy. Was like a father figure for me and my brothers, man. And shout out to Coach Woods, man. Round of applause to coaches. That's why I tell people all the time, if you're a coach, make sure you let me know so I can put that name in front of your title. It should be up there with doctors, lawyers, and everything else that they kind of give, respect to. You got to, you don't just be a coach and you have people to call you by your first name. I'm going to always say, Coach. And I agree with Deion Primetime Sanders. One of them, he was in an interview and somebody was just calling him Deion or Prime. And he was like, nah, you got to call me Coach. You got to call me Coach. And the guy continued to just say Deion. He got up and walked away. Respect goes a long way. Respect goes a long way. So stand tall and believe in what you believe in. But shout out to 105.3 The Fan. And shout out to that coach who gave Amari Cooper hope. Can you imagine if that series never happened and how hope and confidence and faith, that goes a long way. People fail to realize that. And it can be the smallest of the smallest things. And that's why I always try to be objective with my analysis and reasonings and try to give you guys some of my thoughts from where I grew up from. And shout out to Natchez, Mississippi. And let's go, Cowboy Nation. I got I want to play this one. This is Kendricks' interview, and we're just going to play a little snippet of it.
Tackles in the league of any player playing the sport. Please welcome one of our favorites on the show, Vikings linebacker Eric Kendricks.
What's up, Eric? What's up, man? What's up? Hey, I didn't even know I was number 4, I guess, right now, so that's pretty cool.
That's it.
How about that?
We got your stats. Don't worry. We do the work. You just play your game. We'll tell the stories. And we'll make sure that you know that you are the 4th leading tackler of all active players, which is a cool story and a cool stat. But this team is in a very cool moment in time. Vikings are hot, won 2 straight, but Dallas has won 5 straight. You guys, you're welcoming them. It's Halloween night, Sunday night. Talk about this one and what this opportunity for you and that Vikings organization has on the national stage.
Hey, it's prime time, you know what I mean? So we got to come to play. Obviously, Dallas is a good team. But, we've been in some close battles. So I think we've been tested throughout the course of the season, and I think we're ready to just, break through.
Well, we looked it up. Your Vikings lead the NFL in sacks. There's another stat. 32 teams, nobody has more than you. But Eric, now you look at this, I imagine if you're watching film this week, it's like, all right, Dak and Zeke and all these receivers, like they have a deep, talented offense. How do you even begin to form a strategy of how are we going to hold these guys under 30? They're good.
Yeah, I think that's just that's their plan. You know, they have guys that obviously can play football, so it's just the fact that they know what they do it well, and they get the ball to their guys. So it's just a matter about, you know, knowing the situational football, getting pressure on the quarterback, and just running to the ball.
Appreciate
Do
you.
you think we are solid enough at DT, or should we make a trade before Tuesday? New to your show, love your stuff.
Appreciate you, K-Mac. Thank you for your observation there. I hate to break this to you, but the Jones family, they already lamented. We love our guys. Oh, I'm lying. They said they like, but we get it. We know that they love them. And they have this mindset. And even though we have Brent Urban out, and I get it, but they like what they seen out of Carlos Watkins, and they feel that Tristan Hill is turning the corner in the right way. And then you got the reemergence of Navell Gallimore, who can play positional flex. He can play at that 1 or at that 3. And they live it by Golston's ability to be at 3 and at the edge. So this team is really looking at this situation saying, we're good. We don't need to spend any more money. And I know you're not going to get a lot of clicks from me when I say that. And I can probably do a rumor has it type of show, and we'll have 5,000 people watching. Cowboys are in positions to trade for Quentin Williams. Everybody, mama, uncle, Kurt, and cousin, and Shirley will be up in here talking about, hey, Cowboys finna get Quentin Williams. And I can circumvent a full show out for that just by my wordings alone. And I'm quite sure that we'll have north of 1,000 people watching. But I'm not finna do that to you guys. I'm not finna put this out there to say that the Cowboys are interested in players that would not have a chance. But some people don't. Rumor has it. Rumors are always good. TMZs always sell off the shelf, you know. But it is what it is.
Eric, let's talk Kirk Cousins here. Try to take me seriously for the next minute or so. He knows the Cowboys pretty well. He's played them with the Vikings and with Washington. Meanwhile, Trayvon Diggs has been picking off every pass he sees. It's as if the ball comes to him and lands in his mitts. So will Kirk Cousins be the quarterback who breaks this crazy interception streak that Diggs has going on? Have you guys talked about it at practice?
I feel like we obviously mentioned it, you know, going to the beginning of the week. You know, we talk about the personnel and things like that. But, yeah, you know, I think Kirk's going to play his game. You know, they have players. We have players. I'm just ready to battle it out. You know, quit talking about it. Let's do it.
That was the end of that interview. All right, so shout out to Kendricks. He is a guy that we would have to pay mindful attention to, a great mind of attention to, I meant to say. And he is a guy that flies out to the ball. He got one speed, and that's 100 and more, you know, nothing below that. I pretty much like his tape. I look at it like this. You isolate him, everything else will crumble. You isolate him. I do like Hunter, number 99. But they're going to be spread out anyhow. I think that when we go wide on our offense, I meant to say, I think that they put a lot of stress on them to have principles to say, okay, even though Dak Prescott might not be as elusive as we've seen of the past due to the calf injury or what have you, they still have to respect the fact that you got your weapons lined outside. You have to have the respect for especially if they go 12 personnel, it put all of those guys in duties to play man-to-man. And even if they try to do a zone concept, Cowboys, boy, we got a quarterback that can pick you apart in that. So Kendricks would be the one of the guys that we would have to pay close attention to, Cowboy Nation. But shout out to him. I forgot the name of that show. I think what's the name of the show? What's the name of that show? Good Morning Football. Yeah, shout out to them. And I know it's evening time now. Y'all probably already heard of it many of times. Jonathan Johnson says Go, Law. Can we win this game without Prescott? It's possible. I mean, we won a game with did we win? Yeah, we won a game with Andy Dalton. And I'm not saying that you call Andy and say, okay, can you get out of your funk over there and come on down for this weekend? And I'm not saying that Andy nor Cooper Rush are the same type of quarterback. But what I'm saying is anything is possible. You know, as they say, anything is possible, right? And you want to go to war with your troops. You want to go to war with your best. And that's just the reality of it. But from the mindset, you want your starters out there. Just like Amari Cooper said, I know that this team will have a better chance of winning if I'm out there on the field. I want to be great. I don't know whether or not the other receivers would have stepped up if Amari Cooper selected to say, hey, I got a bruised rib. Hey, my hamstring is a little janky. I don't want to pull it. If you tear a hamstring, you out for the rest of the year. Right? Those are risks that you just have to live with when you're trying to win. But I come here to tell you, it'll be a lot of hogwash. Shout out to you, Lost Soul. It'll be a lot of hogwash. Hogwash if you're focusing on the Broncos and if you're focusing on the Chiefs or the Raiders or this division. But it will mean everything if you're centered in and you focusing on just the Vikings. I would be the type of coach that tell everybody that come through that door, you haven't done nothing. But we 5-1, you haven't done nothing. But we lead it, well, you haven't accomplished nothing. What lead? There's no trophies given out in October nor November. What are you talking about? I've seen and I witnessed teams being 6-0 at this point, not even making it to the playoffs. I think it was 5-0, one of those teams. I think it was the Detroit Lions. Didn't even sniff the playoffs because they felt like they accomplished something. But there will be people. There will be people to say, hey, we got a comfortable lead. Let's rest. And I did a video a couple of months ago. Law, why did the turtle beat the hare? You know, the rabbit really fast. Rabbit can move really quickly. But the rabbit saw that he had to lead. He said, I'm going to chill right under this tree and relax a little bit. And it's slow and steady that wins the race. Not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong or mighty, but it's to he that endureth to the end. Enduring. You got an issue of blood. He's leaking. But I see the goal. It's a lot of crowded people. She'll be better if she just rests. She'll be better if she just lay down somewhere, sit down. But if she was saying, if I continue to grind, if I continue to march, if I continue to block out the outside noise, if I continue to block out the enemy, if I can just get there, close enough to touch the hem of his garment, woo! I can if I can just get through Sunday night, if I can just hear the noise and us celebrate when we punch it in for the touchdown, it'll go over a lot of people's head. Go over a lot of people's head. If I can just get to that moment, if I can just get out there and play through the echoes of the whistle. There'll be a lot of people that will say, nah, life don't work that way. Shoot, bull sugar. Life works just like that. I'm a witness. Shoot. I know some people like, nah, man, let me click off, man. This dude getting too real with me. Let me just move on, man. I can't stand that dude with that beard. Mama, look at that man spitting nothing but the truth. I love it because this is all what makes us. It's all that makes us. I've said it before. Blind, crippled, and crazy. That's the only way you have to live this life. Law, what are you talking about? I got to be blind. I got to be crippled. I got to be crazy. But let me explain. Blind enough to walk by faith, huh? Crippled enough to lean on him. Crazy enough to know that he will make a way out of no way. Came for one thing, you're getting another from here. That's how we got to be. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm just going to take my stuff. I'm going to hide it in the ground. I'm going to take my talent because I don't want to lose my talent. I'm just going to hide mine in the ground. Cover it up, cover it. So when he come back looking for it, I give it right back to him. Some people won't understand that, what I just said. That's okay. Cowboys. 460 yards, that's what we average game. In passing, 296. We're fifth in the game. Rushing, we're number 2. We go all the way down to sacks. We're playing against a team that's number 1. Them in Chicago, they tie for that. Turnovers, we number 4. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a good one, Cowboy Nation. So let's get this thing going the best way possible, Cowboy Nation. I think I stole enough of your time, right? I don't think that you guys like that other segment when I go slapping folks, Cowboys will get their 6th straight, start with a hobble Dak Prescott. That's the old guy story. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to keep going. I got nothing but time. It's Friday. It's Friday, and we might jump live a little later on tonight, to do the prediction scores. We to have a call in and all of that stuff. Because, Law don't never sleep around here. Y'all let me know. Y'all want me to keep going or y'all want to get on up out of here? Because we can get up on out of here. And before we do that, let me just play this quick commercial break. Almost forgot about those, my partners. Let's listen to them right quick.
Shouting out my partners at The Game Day. The Game Day is a new sports and sports betting media company built for today's fans. Check out the link in my bio or my community tab for all their great content and head to their website, thegameday.com, for the latest sportsbook promos, betting tips, expert picks, and sportsbook app reviews.
Excellent.
Good stuff. Appreciate y'all on that one, right? Appreciate you, John, coming off the top rope. Let me see what you got here. And when you guys make that, and shout out to The Game Day, by the way. Appreciate you, John. Thank you so much. Here we go. Let the AI speak.
Supporting the nation. Hardest worker in the game. Enjoy watching on demand during my early morning workout. Appreciate all you do.
Appreciate you so much, John. Thank you on your early morning workout. That's what I'm talking about. Work it out, baby. Keep going. Shout out to you, Noble's Royalty. Appreciate you as well. Keep going. Let the AI speak it.
Keep going.
All right, so listen to these fools, man. Come on, thing. Why does this thing keep jumping over here? Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Super Bowl roll.
You see how Lord. Look. We can say that, but let's say that within ourselves. But one day at a time, one game at a time. Focus only. Put all of your strength and your courage in on this one team. Win your moment at the time. One game at a time, Cowboy Nation. That's how we got to view it. That's how we got to see it. But I love listening to that show for slapping in those guys. Everything else is crazy. I've seen some comments. I see we got some Viking people in the house. Shout out to all of the Viking fans in the house. I've read the comment, Justin Jefferson is going to burn our secondary. I read it, and I've read Keenan Allen was going to do such. Devontae, I think it's Devontae Smith, shout out to him, Roll Tide. D. Smith was going to burn us, and DJ Moore, we would not be able to cover or slow him down. And shout out to Kadarius Toney, they all been wonderful wide receivers that we faced, right? But after the game is over with, everybody will be using those bevy of excuses, and they will say this and they will say that. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, Jefferson is cool. He ain't no Keenan Allen, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he still got a little ways to go to be a DJ Moore, So I'm not Devontae. Appreciate you, man. I call him Devontae. So, and Thielen, he's pretty good. I'm not finna sit here and sneeze at the guy. I think he's leading their particular team in touchdowns. So it should be a good battle. It should be a good game. It should be. So, hey, before you crown them, we let them off the hook. Before you crown them, be sure. I just have this little saying. Keep the same energy. So I don't want you rolling around and running away. And let's keep it real, Cowboy Nation. All right, so really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for being part of this show. I just tell people all the time, continue to reshape your mind to the positive things, right? PVO, as Lady Jessica would say. But this team, I love the mystery. I love how we psych the opposition out. Just a couple of weeks ago, they said Tyron Smith won't be able to play, right? And all we did was saw him out there against the Patriots. And that was the first time I saw that this particular team loved to use the mind, shift and shape it. So with Dakota Prescott, I know he's going through a lot in his mind with the death of his grandmother. Guy been through a lot. The calf injury, right? Family. I told everybody before, this same sentiment. You want to be like a knot tied in a rope. When the opposing forces is pulling on you, you get tighter, stronger, built to last. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for, to work day and night for, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you will just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scarcity. with faith, hope, and confidence, stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, famish, or pain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and besetting with the help of Almighty, I got a bad calf, I got a bad back, I just lost my grandmother. You will get it. Keep your head high, eyes through the finish. See this thing through, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Now it's time to roll credits, baby. Fight. It's mental warfare. I want to be great. I'm going to play with the flu. I want to be great. I play with broken ribs. I want to be great.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingin', she freeze. Photo, please, no photos.
Yeah.
G's, no,
war, baby. It's a
no
mindset,
photos.
yeah.
Hit the door
It's a game at the end of the day. Shout out to the Vikings. It's gonna be a good game. Time to roll credits. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go. One love. Come on.
Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause that hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's ice. I got wifey on blingin', she freeze.
Come on. Appreciate everybody who gave.
Yeah. No, please, no photos. I keep giving game away.
We all gods, baby. We all gods. Let's go.
I get paid to stay away.
Let's go.
I get paid on rainy days.
Come on.
I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today.
Don't ever let nobody put a label on you. Yeah, let's go.
I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard
DC for life, baby.
Who the realest we might never know. All this acting, you go play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up.
Put some fire on this thing.
And they line you up. Ooh. Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey.
Shout out to the super chat. Posey, JD, Just, Alex, K, Matt, King, Mel, John, Noble, Royalty. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, baby. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Hey, we can't argue, but I can tell you one thing. You're listening to nothing but the best.
I ran up a check, I might do
Watch
it
with the
again.
enemies.
Close, had me thinking they're friends.
They close with the enemies.
To the end, crib outside
Come
the
on.
city, I don't feel safe in my hands.
Yeah.
Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Come on. And if you're watching all the way to this point and you have not hit that like button, nor you shared this thing, like I said, if you had not shared this content,
told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Yeah, we family, baby. Never let man put limitations on you. Never let man put limitations on you. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. And if you don't understand the words, if you don't like the words that I'm saying, let's go, baby.
I done doubled up on the workload.
Come on.
I think I fell in love.
Why don't you lean forward a little bit?
Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Sprinkle some of that mama's cooking on you. Yeah. Let's go. Turn me up.
Everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
I'm just doing me.
My dog is. Yay. Ho. Hey. Yo. Hey. Don't forget, we're giving away that CeeDee Lamb jersey. The real authentic jersey, by the way. Shout out to Kwame Brown for that mama's cooking. Yeah, let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's slow it down just a little bit. Yeah, come on. Y'all rolling with me. On your way out, shout out to everybody for watching. Shout out to Viking Jerome in the house. He says 420. You said 420 all day, huh? I feel you though, fam. Hey, KD. Sadiqua. Hey. Come on, come on. All right.
Save the last bite for you.
Hey, oh.
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh, about them Cowboys. Shout out to you, Sally. KD.
Don't let the street lights
Stephen White. I see you. Come on. What we tell him? The greatest running back of all time is finna make an appearance for the Cowboys. And his name is not Herschel Walker, by the way. Come on. And another one. Yeah. Balance of power. Here we go. Let's look into the greatest running back of all time. Y'all see him? It's where the helmet is spinning.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be on? Play it too.
Madman, let's go. Hey, ho.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too.
Let's go. Appreciate you.
If a paper crane can fly,
Shout out to you, Jay Worthy.
feel that far,
Come on.
so far,
Let me tell you.
so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So
Cowboys are number one. I love that name on
if a
YouTube.
paper crane can
Lost Soul.
fly,
Appreciate you.
fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on,
And remember,
fly on.
you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Jerry Wayne and things.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but
You
there's
do the work,
something inside of
because
you
if you don't do the work, no disrespect, if you don't do all the work, do the work. Don't just do the talent, do the work. If you don't do the work, the other things that you don't develop, they're gonna catch up with you. I'm not telling you don't look good, don't drive good.
Listen.
But may your insides be just as deep as your outsides. May your insides be just as deep as your car.
Let's go, Cowboys.
Kobe just wanted it more than everybody else wanted.
Come on.
Kobe was relentless.
You gotta want it.
Kobe had a value of relentless. He didn't just know the word relentless, he was relentless. It was in his DNA. Some of you say the word, but it's not a value.
Shout out to you,
Some of you say the word because you know coach want to hear the word, but you are not relentless. You just say the word. You repeat what you hear. But when you get to a point where you make a decision to be relentless, there are things that people who are relentless get that people who are not, they don't get.
Understand that. Gotta be relentless.
What? Ain't nobody about to give you nothing. Success is earned. Just because you stronger, bigger, and bolder, ain't nobody about to just hand it over to you. You gotta work for it.
No doubt, you gotta work for
We
it.
all go through it. You think you the only one? You think you special? You think your pain is worse than my pain? Some of you, though, you let your pain punk you. You let your pain punk you. You let your pain make you quit.
Come on.
You think you the only one go? You think because I got money and I'm the number one motivational speaker that all my pain gone?
Listen.
I say an alligator is so ferocious it'll kill a lion, but I can kill an alligator with my bare hands. Little old E.T. How? They say when you want to kill an alligator, you kill it right after it eats. Because right after it eats, it gets satisfied.
5 and 1.
And it goes to a state like it's almost paralyzed. Some of y'all in this room, are you paralyzed?
Are you paralyzed?
You had a little success? You've done what nobody else in your family has done, and now you chilling? Come on, you ain't hungry no more?
Come on.
I said alligator.
Come on with it, baby. Boy, I'm ready to play some football now. Got to be hungry. PhD mentality. Poor, hungry, and determined. You haven't accomplished nothing
They're
yet.
really tough and they're really rough.
But I'm hurt.
Nothing's
Get out
working.
there.
But
I'm
there's
sick.
Something inside of you that
Get
says,
out there.
I just have to follow that.
I'm down.
Because
Stand
you don't
up.
know who you're going to be.
They say if you fall, try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Get up.
Because you don't know who you're going to be.
Till next time. We out. Peace.
Wow.